the SANYAS Indigenous Cultural Safety Training Program was created some years ago, 14 years ago, with a requirement to increase cultural competency within health authorities. It's an education tool to understand the realities of what individuals accessing the healthcare system experience in real life. There have been in the tens of thousands of people who've gone through this program from the beginning. The two reports that were referred to, I'll just say this, one was prepared for a conference, so it was an analysis of data collected through the SANYAS training program. It was developed to support the conversation at a think tank that took place, as you note, on March the 12th, 2019. And that report has been used by Indigenous health teams to assist in their day-to-day work. But that's not a report that was brought to my attention. It was prepared for a meeting by the SANYAS health team. The second report is not, in fact, completed. It's still in draft form. It's titled Dismantling Anti-Indigenous Racism Within the Healthcare System. And it was intended to use the think tank and the initial report to guide discussions. It was commissioned at that time. It's not yet been finalized or finished. The editing and review took place up to January 2020. The intention in February and March of this year was for the report to have engagements to review the report with elders and with think tank participants, and that process was deferred due to COVID-19. So that report that was shared is in draft form. It hasn't been shared with me. It hasn't been shared with leadership teams at the Provincial Health Services Authority. The idea before finalizing it was to share that report with participants, including the BC Association of Aboriginal Friendship Centres, the Métis Nation, and so on. The details of that report was shared as part of a meeting on Wednesday, June the 17th. So that report was shared in its draft form, and then it has subsequently been released. So in both cases, I haven't seen those reports, but the second report, the substantial one that includes recommendations, is a draft report, hasn't been finalized and hasn't been provided yet. I think there's a follow-up, right?
Vaughn, do you have a follow-up?
Yes. The Métis Nation is also saying that they hope that they and other Indigenous groups will have some input into the terms of reference for the inquiry that Mary Ellen Turpel-Lafond will be conducting, and in particular, they want to be sure there's whistleblower protection for healthcare workers to come forward and tell the kind of stories that are in this dismantling of anti-Indigenous racism report. As you know, there's a bunch of stories in there. So they're wondering when we'll see those terms of reference, whether they'll have some input, and will there be protection for whistleblowers, please? I
think on the latter, certainly yes. On the former, the terms of reference are being developed with Mary Ellen Turpel-Lafond. She's looking at what she needs to do, what is required to address these issues. I expect that she will reach out to a number of groups. Over the weekend, for example, I had meetings with a number of groups, including the First Nations Health Council and others, and a wide variety of our partners, both at the First Nation Health Authority, the First Nations Health Council, the Métis Nation, and others. So we've had some of those discussions, because I think there's two things that obviously need to happen here. We need to take actions, and we need to respond to concerns in the immediate. We need to continue to build on all of the work that's been done since the SANYAS program began near the turn of this century, and then the work that's been done since 2015, the work we're doing together with the First Nations Health Authority, the First Nations Health Council every day. And there's been a lot of progress made, and there are massive challenges still to come. And so with respect to the terms of reference of the report, Mary Ellen Turpel-Lafond will be developing them and working then with me on them, presenting what she needs. I understand that she'll be reaching out to Indigenous groups as part of these discussions over the next few days, and then as soon as the terms of reference are finalized and we work together to ensure that they meet the tests, they'll be made public.